actually have to get you to sign. I forgot about that. There we go.
Marker, it's nice.
I know. Kelsey got those for me from work.
25th.
Yeah. Thank you. But
I'm a client.
nice.
I'm your client.
You sure are. Now you are. Now you're stuck. But yeah, it's for I'm taking a pastoral counseling 101 class, like the very basic level, and we're just covering like a range of things. And then one of the assignments along the way have been to like, you just like share a made up story with someone or like these kinds of things. And then this is one where it's actually taped, so we're moving along like to more like official, but still kind of unofficial practice. And then, like I said, I just have to write something up about it, like using like our textbooks to like analyze stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. So,
Thinking.
do you have any questions before we do anything?
Yeah, so I mean, basically you just want me to talk and you're going to sort of listen and provide. I guess it's just trying to be as real life experience as possible.
Yeah. I mean, I can ask you a few questions, and basically, I mean, you could tell me things are great or things suck. Like it doesn't, yeah. So just I mean, real life.
It wouldn't be a great counseling session if I was just like, okay, I'm pretty good. You're like, why are you here?
Why are you here? But it's understandable, like for this format too. Like you didn't come to me, so I can't be like, why don't you have anything in your life that sucks?
Yeah.
So it's totally up to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
So just go, or did you want to sort of?
I'll do like a little intro thing. Okay. So this is my friend Geoff. Geoff is someone that I know through my fiance Kelsey, who is best friends with Geoff's fiance, Brittany. And Geoff and I have just started to get to know each other a little bit over the last little bit of time. We're not like super close, so there's not going to be a ton of information left out, like years and years of history that people won't know. But he has very graciously agreed to hang out with me today and talk.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So, Geoff, I guess first I just want to start off with a general question, since I came to you instead of you coming to me. And that would just be like, what kind of things do you have going on in your life right now? Like, what are the big things that you've got going on?
Well, I'm getting married in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So I've been
exciting.
planning a wedding now for 10 months. And it's very exciting.
Yeah.
Also very stressful. So I'm sure there might be plenty to talk about. And that's going on. Mm-hmm. I moved up to Washington, D.C. About 9 months ago as well.
Okay.
Or no, 6 months ago.
Okay.
So a lot of transition,
new
job, moved from a ministry role to a Department of Defense government role, so everything's
big
just
change.
Different.
Yeah.
And
lots of changes.
Yeah, lots of changes.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. Well, let's start off with the marriage thing since you brought that up. And you obviously have a smile on your face, so you're very excited about that. How is it coming down to the wire here, like the last couple of weeks? Like, how are things? You said you've been working on it for 10 months, so how are things now in terms of stress level and just like being ready to go?
Yeah, I think just ready to go.
Yeah?
It definitely was a long process, and I'm just now kind of getting to the excited phase, and just sort of feeling like, I'm going to wake up and it's going to be here and I'm going to be married, and that's exciting, but it's definitely nerve-wracking because it's just weird thinking that 200 people are going to be coming to an event to celebrate me, and Brittany, and it's just strange because I don't really always like to be kind of that front center. So I'm kind of just nervous about being there and rehearsal dinner, kind of giving a speech and then doing vows in front of people, and I have to still write those vows. So that's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
What
makes? Tell me more about the nervous in front of people thing.
I'm not really
a
super nervous person in front of people. I mean, I've even led Bible studies and gave little sermons, and so I've definitely comfortable speaking in front of people. But that was about something kind of, I don't know. I think it's more of a focus on me thing, and just gonna be up there, be very grateful for all the people who are there, but just feeling awkward that it's everyone's staring at me because I'm getting married.
They're watching your every move while you're up there. Yeah. Cool. Well, how is everything else in terms of, I mean, marriage is a big life change, a big life event. Are you nervous about that?
I don't know. I'm not super nervous about that. I think if you asked me a few months ago, though, it might not have been the same story. I think me and Brittany were going through a really hard time. And I think part of it was the wedding planning.
Okay.
I guess the other part of it is that Brittany's been working 70 or 80 hours a week. And that's put a lot of stress on the relationship. So her working like crazy, they've just been working her to death. So she comes home pretty much, I make dinner, play with the dog, clean up everything, and she's pretty much working, and then we eat dinner, and then she's back to work. And it's been really hard because I don't feel like I have her really there anymore. And then the wedding stress is always hanging over her, so she's just sort of in a very stressful state. And so we had a talk the other night. It's just I don't particularly like that person when she's in that stressful state. And it's hard to separate how she needs to act versus just the stresses and the environment that she's in right now.
Right. If you don't, if it's too personal, that's fine. But if you don't mind me asking, how does stress, because I'm sure you're both under stress too, how does that manifest itself in your relationship, other than not having time?
On her side, she gets really short, snippy. So if she's working, just say, at night, and I'm sort of wanting to talk to her, she's just sort of very focused in, and I get kind of upset with that. I'm I know you're stressed and you have a lot going on, but does it mean that, you can be a brat to me? And for me, that leads to a lot of resentment, and I sometimes have a problem sort of harboring that resentment. Instead of talking to her about it, I'll just sort of go outside and throw the ball at the dog and just be fuming and plotting ways that I'm gonna just be upset with her forever. So it's sort of a little spiral of she kind of reacts because of the stress, and then I sort of instead of being quick to forgive her and to talk to her and share my feelings, I just sort of harbor it all inside.
Yeah.
So that's been hard. We've talked about it, but it's kind of an ongoing issue.
How do those things resolve when you finally when you decide to talk about them and resolve?
It's always good. It's always good.
Yeah.
She's really great about apologizing and being understanding, and I think I still would like to see her make more effort to change, but she acknowledges it, and so that's the first step. And she's definitely tried not to, but it's again with all the stress, it's just a difficult time. It's just a difficult time. It's just where we used to, before we got engaged, it was just we were getting to know each other, learning about each other, and enjoying each other. Now it's we gotta do this and that.
Real life stuff.
Yeah, kind of real life stuff. Kind of just, in my opinion, a stupid wedding that is a big party.
So then the question is, do you think things? What do you think things will be post wedding? People say you have no idea what, but what is your idea of what Brittany and Geoff will be after the wedding?
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. Just because I'm excited. We joke around like, what are we going to talk about after the wedding?
Yeah.
Because it seems like it consumes our conversation. We hang out with people and they want to know, and we also just, I guess, it's what's going on, so it's easy to talk about. So I'm just excited just to get back to normal life. I think it's hard seeing, because I saw her as such a servant person, but the wedding's been so consuming, and so, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about us and our day. It feels like the servant attitude is gone, and it's more like, I don't think she's certainly not being a bridezilla or that much of a diva. It's just that, like, we're both focused on, I feel like, this event that's for us.
Right.
And so it just feels like she's not the same person that I met. But that said, I know it's a temporary thing, and I've heard from many people that this is really hard. And also, normally the guy just like says yes, and the girl goes and plans it all. And I guess that hasn't been the case. It's been more like a 50-50 split. So this isn't my thing. I wouldn't want to have a big wedding, and I've had to. If you want to have it, okay, but like you should plan it. But then that hasn't been the situation that we've been in. So I've had to party plan for 9 months.
Yeah. So what about it for you then? Like, I have too many questions. One is the wedding, like, itself stressful for you, the planning and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think I'm even a little bit of a perfectionist, I found out, and so I stress over some of the little things. Now that we're having this wedding, there are 200 people there, and I went to 10 weddings this summer, and when you have your own, you start looking at them critically, and I want it to be fun, and I want it to be memorable, and spending a lot of money, so I want it to be memorable. I want it to feel like it was worth it.
Does the money part stress you out?
Yeah, big time. And you just feel like, okay, I'm a financial guy, I've budgeted it out, what we're going to spend, but she continues to, little things here and there, and she asks me beforehand most of the time, but it's like, I'm bad about saying no.
I was just going to ask, like, how do you handle that situation?
I mean, there's a few situations where I just said no, like, we can't do that, and now it's just been like, well, we're already over budget. Who cares? Like, we're going to work it off. We know we have a plan out of it, and by now I'm just sort of letting her put finishing touches and stuff. So instead of fighting over $50 or $100 here or there, it's just like, I'll just let her have the dream wedding she wants, so that it can just be over. Which sounds really bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a way of like figuring out and getting through the next 2 weeks, right? And then I know you're excited about the wedding itself, so.
Yeah, and I think I'm past a lot of that stuff, because our relationship's really improved. And
so say more about that, like how it's different from the most stressful part.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of decisions are made, so on a basic level, that's a lot easier now. We have little finishing touches, so the stress of planning isn't as great anymore. And we've had some periods of reconciliation where we've understood what this phase is, and we've apologized for the way we've treated each other. And so we just feel a little more lighthearted and not as upset with each other. And so kind of cleared the air, and I mean, it's hard because I definitely little doubts start crawling in, but I think we've just understood this is a very difficult time, and I've seen good and bad in it, and but I'm sure it's one of many tests. So I'm sure I'll be saying the same thing. We have kids, like it's crazy. But she's amazing. So,
what do you think you've learned from the experience?
Well, I think I've learned. I guess I've been saying this. I've learned how selfish I am, because even though I feel like, again, kind of like I've been, getting up, walking the dog every morning, doing all the grocery shopping, making all the food, kind of even a role that might traditionally be I don't want to say that, but you know,